Took a look around the place, but Sephiroth was nowhere to be seen.
Never knew it had a basement.
Was news to me too. Doubt anyone in the village ever told me.
Excavated through 2,000 rock layer. A life form in stasis. Professor Gast named this life form Jenova. MEGL 77-1977. Jenova. Verified as an ancient. MEGL 9/13/1977. Jenova Project approved. So, they named the life form Jenova. And once they understood what she was, they grew ambitious.
Hey, Sephiroth. What you got there?
Leave me be.
And that was it. He stayed holed up in the basement. Reading, like a man possessed. We got Jenova. A locked reactor door. The name of Sephiroth's mother. And ancients. Screw it.
Racking my brain's not gonna get me anywhere.
May as well
just ask the guy.
Cloud. I've come across the most fascinating passage. The specimen found in a strata dating back 2,000 years smiled with what could only be described as ethereal grace. Though the truth eluded me at first, I later determined that she was an ancient. or a steward of the planet, as they are referred to in legend. She needed a name, and so I dubbed her Jenova. The Jenova Project was approved soon after. A bold initiative to resurrect the long-dead ancients. An initiative that resulted in my conception. Or rather, my creation. The crowning glory of Professor Gas. One perfect experiment.
He created you?
I should go. Mother is waiting.
Hey, hold on.
I keep asking myself, why couldn't I have come to you sooner? If I had, maybe I could save the village. Or try, at least. What?
Today's flavor combination that we're currently demonizing. Peanut butter and caramel.
See, what the heck is going on in Sudan? I heard that 14 million people are forced out. You're funny. You're funny. Hey, you! Get in there! The villagers need your help!
Mom.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing back there? Hey, hey. Hey, you. You rascal. Hey, what are you doing? Ah.
So, Stimpy's taking off with your bracelet, huh? For dancing.
Yeah, so I got it. Yeah, you know, it's not that big.
I saw it on Facebook. I'm like, oh my god, I started cracking up.
Yeah, he just has a vascular mentality about him.
Yeah.
I don't have any, like, actual damage to anything yet. He likes sitting behind it because I think it's a hiding spot. Everybody's thinking
Yeah. I saw that. Oh, I did go something. You think something else buddy. Yes.
Shut it all since then shoot but there's some concept yes and again some ways Don't get the main Trista. You shout it to the third guard. We'd stay closer to the door. Not me, said the stranger. No, that's you dug, son of a bitch, on the end of a rope. Now that's all the hands full of smash in it. The rip. He couldn't see. But he was like, wait. If you were thinking you would see that. Flat. Step. Flat. The guard was back. One of the guards sprang up and another guard. A woman screamed again. One is I'll come by myself. It was over. And the three of you will go in front of me. Take me to the Castellan. I don't know. He made the stranger followed deeply in circles out. As they passed the tables, the remaining customers with faces they passed to Lella, Castellan, the chin, scratched his chin. He was neither superstitious or anything, but he did not relish the thought of being at last,
Hey, who? Hey, me. Hey, what are you doing over there?
and you, sit down. No, not there.
Hey,
Away.
Hey, you doing?
Just like this.
What you doing?
He no longer carries sword. I am Belrad Castellan of Witches. And I'm this. Looking at the safe ring before you were thrown into the dungeon.
Oh, hey.
3 killed and attempted stealth casting. Not bad. Not bad at all. Men are in fail. But I'm a just man, so I will listen. Stick.
Yeah. You better sneeze. What did you do? Did you knock that off? Oh. Snick snack, snick snack, snick snack.
That's it. But I didn't guess at once. Yes, it's true. It's signed by Foltest, King of Temeria, Pontar, and Managan. A proclamation is a proclamation, Witcher, but law is law. And I take care of law and order. See, I will not allow people to be murdered. Understand? No, it's not. You carry the Witcher's emblem. The stranger. It's just they pulled out around the gap from its image. The picture of the wicked stands. And do you have a name? Any name will be. Smooth. Suffer off with this. He's still here. Get up. Leave it down. Here's in the street. Right. Now, this. Yes, a sin. Many have tried and failed all that. This, my friend, is not the same as wrapping up a couple of scum. This is much of a
Hey.
sounds like
Hey.
sounds. And she said to the wife. All the greatest subjects. Have sit close. Now, top it all, this. You put it in what it meant. It's not surprising, yes, which is service and all the I think we should the details. Yeah. Hold on. I'm coming. You insist. No.
Aha. Gotcha. Wrestle. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. Wrestle. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we got him. We got him. Yeah, I guess we got him. Yes.
But shortly after his coronation, Foltest had surpassed himself, George Rotherby. He got his own sister as a child. Ada was younger, and they were always together. Nobody suspected anything except perhaps me. Yet, suddenly, there is Ada with a huge belly, and Foltest talking about getting wet in his sister. The situation was made even more tense because Vizimir, Novigrad, wanted his daughter Glauca to marry Foltest and had already sent out his enemies. He had to restrain Foltest from insulting him. He luckily did, or Vizimir had torn our insides out. Then, not without Ada's help, influence her brother, he managed to dissuade the boys from quickly. Well, then Ada gave birth. Now listen, because this is where it all starts. A few saw what she bore. One midwife jumped from the tower window to her death. The other lost her senses and remains dazed to this day. So, the other ugly royal bastard, a girl, was become, and she died. No one was in a hurry to tie the umbilical cord, nor did Ada, her good fortune, survive the birth. But then, Foltest stepped in again. Wisdom hated the royal bastard who had been burned or buried in the wilderness. Instead, of the orders of our gracious king, she was laid to rest in sarcophagus in the vaults beneath the palace. It's too late for your wisdom now. Geralt, is to say. One of the knowing ones should have been sent for. You mean those charlatans with stars? Of course. About 10 of them came running later when it became known what lay in the sarcophagus, and what scrambled out of it at night. Though it didn't start manifesting straight away. Oh. For 7 years after the feud was peace. Then, one night, so Alice shouted with emotion. I don't have to tell you, this is your trade, and you've read the proclamation. It had grown coffee. And Brune had improved its teeth. In a word, she became a Striga. Pity you didn't see the corpses as I did. And you would have taken a great detour to avoid Vitchim. Get up, son. As I was saying, they'll run with you. Fault is some of the whole crowd sorts of it. They all jabbered at the same time and almost came to blows with those staffs they carried. The dogs said they set loose on them. They begged they are. I'm sorry, Geralt, if you have a different opinion of the wits. No doubt you do with your profession. But to me, they are sweet as a tree. You will take the time. Geralt, some of the sorcerer's advice would seem so stupid. One suggested burning the string together with the pants and the sarcophagus. Another arrived chopping her head off. The rest were killed driving aspen stakes in her body during the day when the she-devil was asleep, worn out by its delights. Unfortunately, one, a jester, would get out of the hall and paid a hunchback hermit, argued it was magic. The spell could be undone, and the stringer would turn into Foltest's little daughter, as pretty as a picture. Someone simply had to stay in the crypt around the night, and that would be that. After which, such a fool, he went to the palace for the night. Little of him left in war. This hasn't seen him. But Foltest loved his idea of a dog's tail. He forbade any attempt to kill the stringer, wanting to shout into very cold. She would reverse the spell, turn her into a princess. What? Oh, twisted, crippled, dirty and lusty. It was pitiful. Though when the head cast spells, mingled, oh. Of course, some were exposed as fraud by Foltest in the council. A few even hung on the palisades. Nothing. I hung more. I don't suppose I have to say that the stringer, meantime, getting her teeth into all sorts of people every now and again, paying no attention to its fraudsters and its spells. Or that Foltest was no longer living in the palace. No one lived there anymore. Then all ranks appeared. Silence. And so it's been for 7 years. But also all about 40. We had a few other ones, Italy and Nottingham, fought for evil, understandable reasons over the border. Not some great sense of confidence for that of years. Looks over portraits from neighbouring courts, which then closed down the tree. And every now and then, this nameless seeks hold of him, and he's then forced them out to the new sorcerers. His promised reward, the 3,000, has attracted any number of cranks, stray knights, even a shepherd known throughout whole regions of Cretan, rest in peace. But the stringer is still doing well. Every now and again she gets her teeth into someone. You get used to it. And at least those heroes trying to reverse the spell have it use. At least stuffs herself in the spot, doesn't roam beyond her palace. Foltest has a new palace, of course. Quite a fine one. In 7 years. Yeah, it's just me. In 7 years. No one has something nothing. None of that is. Because the matter can't be said. He has to come to terms with it. Especially Foltest, our vicious and done it too. Although there are fewer volunteers now. There was one recently, but he insisted on the 3,000 in advance. So we put him in a sack and threw it in the lake.
Hey!
But it's still not shot if the throats this night. No, far from it. Has to have a word without being cancelled. Come on. And that's why we must go in advance and go to the palace. If it's up to you. But remember my advice. As we're talking to the war, there has been word recently about saying. Now, I mentioned to you, the princess for the wife. I don't know who made it up, but if the stringer looks the way they say, then it's exceptionally brilliant. Nevertheless, there's been no massive food wasted the palace which I was throwing in the royal family. So we're printed stronger for useless. What fun! So,
There he is! Sephiroth! Stop! You sick son of a bitch! Let's burn him!
No, well, when they heard the spell which we lifted, the stringer wasn't to be killed, the mostly shrugged and left. That's one of them, one has seen the witches in the room, you know. And one came along, younger than you. Now, I guess it's nothing, he gave it at all. He tried. And the fact Christmas spent interest in decisions. You know, that was all of them. That was one out. Netherland made some of the wild, and the witch had been virgin on. and the witches urging on. Yeah, that's about disappointment. There was one more. Now, at first, when Foltest threatened him with abuse, killed or harmed the Striga, he laughed and started packing his belongings. But then, remember that, leaned across the table, nose his face almost at his side. Then he undertook the answer. You see, now, there are some wise activities in our positions who come now and so far. We are present, easily persuaded which is the secret. Even his loud sales at the back of the string of death in the cell wind. Self-defense. Not his own. He is good. He is the little witch of the blood, which spiggles our sins. Nothing will be better. The witch tried to understand. He trudged around, and then went, wandered about the neighborhood. Fine, he saw the scream. As she does not clamor, just to stretch her legs. He saw him and stopped the lamp without a word. Geralt's expression changed in what was probably supposed to be a smile. Long's wise woman. They still have which is don't tell me nothing about it. And that was still the moon. Don't move, said Hal Watson. Remember, there was teeth and smile. Suddenly, seeing the gold tongue. Yeah, he said. Oh, no, cast it out. You talk of 1,000. No, not when you bear in mind that we were like this out of it. And the king's offering 3,000. You can forget about the truth. What are you talking about? It's obvious when you get the 3,000. How's it obvious? Yes, do not spoil my impression of witches. This has been going on for more than 7 years. The Striga is finishing off about 50 people a year. Fewer than that people are avoiding the palace. Oh, no, my friend. I believe in magic. I've seen a great deal, and I believe, to a certain extent, in the abilities of wizards and witches. All this nonsense about lifting. But all this nonsense about lifting the snaffles made of man, 100-backed, snotty old man who lost his mind on the early diet. It's nonsense which no one but Foltest believes. Ada gave birth to the Striga because she slept with her brother. That is the truth. The spell will help. Now the Striga devours, as Strigas do. He has to be killed, and that is that. Listen, 2 years ago, peasants from some god-forsaken home in America were plagued by a dragon devouring their sheep. They set out together, back and back to get the stanchions, and did not even think it worth boasting about. When we, and you, are waiting for a miracle, bolting our doors every full moon, or tying our criminals to a stake in front of the palace, praying the beast stuffs herself and returns to her sarcophagus. Not a bad method, just are there fewer criminals? Not a bit of it. Which way to the palace? The new one. I would take you myself.
Mother,
And
for you.
wise men's suggestion.
now open the way for me.
Why act in haste? After all, I really could have acted at the word irrespective of my intentions. But just in case, the wise men should be thinking about how to save me from the king's hand and get what's it was to be 1,000. No, more than that. He just said categorically. Richard was at 1,000 and he cited the Striga without bargaining. It's obviously greater than 1,000. Whether it is greater than 1.5 remains to be seen. Of course, I'll say goodbye beforehand. Yeah. Danrad scratched his head. 1,200? Oh, this isn't an easy task. The king is offering 3. Sometimes it's easier to lift a cell than to kill. But one of my predecessors would have done so or killed the Striga if this was secret. Do you think they let themselves be devoured out of fear of a king? Then, Witcher, Bellerad nodded wistfully. Our agreement stands. But a word of advice. Say nothing to the king about the danger of an accident at Witcher.
We're in trouble.
Part 3. Foltest was slim and had a pretty, too pretty face. He was under 40, Witcher thought. The king was sitting on a dwarf armchair, carved from black wood. His legs stretched out toward the hearth, where 2 dogs were next, the chest sat a also powerfully built man with a beard. Behind the king stood another man, richly dressed, with a proud look on his
Here
face.
I am,
A magnet.
your son.
A Witcher from Meridian, said the king.
Together we will reclaim our
Which fell
world,
under Bellerod's
and I know exactly how
Yes,
we can do that.
Majesty.
The promised
Yes,
land.
nodded his head. So why is your hair so grey? Magic. I can see that you are not old. But that was a joke.
Mother,
Say nothing. You've had a fair amount of experience, I dare presume.
the ones who robbed
Yes,
you of the
Your Majesty. I would love to hear about it.
worst planet.
Geralt, I would even love. Your Majesty,
But
you
there's
know
no
our
need to be
practice
sad,
forbids
Mother.
us to speak of our work. A convenient
I'm
code,
here for
which
you.
very convenient.
Now
But
and
tell me,
forever.
have you had anything to do with Spriggans? Yes. Vampires? Legend? Oh. Striggers? Geralt raised his head, looking the king in the eyes. Yes. Foltest turned his eyes away. Bellerad.
You killed
Yes,
my mom.
gracious majesty.
You killed
Have you
Tifa.
given him the details?
My village.
Yes, your gracious
My
majesty.
home.
He says the spell cast on the princess can be reversed. I have known that for a long time. How, Witcher? Oh,
They will
my
release by
God, your
right.
code of practice. All right, I will make one small
This planet too,
Several
for
witches have been
I
here
have
already.
been chosen.
Bellerad, you have told him? Good. So I know that your speciality is to kill rather than to reverse spells.
Not you.
This isn't an option.
Whoever
If
the
one
hell
hair
you
falls
are.
to my daughter's head, your head will be on the block. That is all. Ostrid, Lord Segalin, stay and give him all the information he requires. Witches always ask no questions. Feed him and let him stay in the palace. He has lots of drink from tavern to tavern. The king rose, stopped, scattered the straw covering the chamber floor. At the door he paused. If you succeed, Witcher, the reward is yours. Maybe I will add something if you do well. Oh, of course, the nonsense spread by common folk about marrying the princess carries not a word of truth. I'm sure you don't believe I would give my daughter's hand to a stranger. No, Your Majesty.
It was all over the news.
Good.
I remember
Shows you have
watching
some
with my
wisdom.
mom.
Foltest,
They said he went missing during a training exercise.
Bellerad,
Then,
and the
the
Magnus
story
would be
changed.
standing on
A
the
couple
wire.
days later, they started reporting that he was killed in action.
Castellan
Yeah,
finished the
that
king's
was it.
half-full
The
cup.
news outlets
He
are
was
not
loud.
publishing mouthpieces spewing propaganda.
Took Foltest's
Only
leg,
dumbasses
scowled
believe
at
that
the picture, was
Question.
stroked the carved
Does that
armrests.
make me a dumbass?
Singing, bearded, nodded, gathered. Six,
Remember manipulating honest folks.
Supper will soon be served. What would you like to know? Castellan Bellerad has probably told us everything. I know him. He has seen us all too much and too little.
We fought him.
Only a few questions.
Whatever happened,
Ask.
he's alive.
The Castellan
So
said
not
that after
about
the
life
strings
so much
the
as...
king called on many knowing ones. That's right. But don't say stringer, I say princess.
Why come back now?
It makes it easier to avoid making a mistake in the king's presence and any consequences.
After 5 years, doing who?
Was there anyone well known? Anyone famous? There were such names to hand later.
He wants
I
to
don't remember some names. Do you, Lord Ostrid?
He wants to reclaim
I don't
his
recall,
birthright
said the magnate.
and rule.
But I know some of them enjoyed fame for recognition. There was much talk of it.
After 5
Were
years?
they in agreement that the spell could be lifted?
Not to sound
They
like
were
a
far
broken
from the agreement, smiled Silly. On any
bothering me.
but such an opinion was expressed. It was supposed to be simple, not even requiring magical abilities. But I established it was suffice someone to spend the night from sunset to the third crowing of the cock by the sarcophagus. Simple indeed, said Bellerad. I would like to hear a description of the
Guess the traveler or something. Really can't
Bellerad.
remember on my back. Feels as
The princess looks like a strigger.
Let
A
me
most
think.
striggish strigger I have heard of. Her Royal Highness, the cursed royal bastard, is 4 cubits high, shaped like a barrel of beer, has a maw which stretches from ear to ear, and is full of dagger-like teeth, has red eyes and a red mop of hair. Her paws, claws like a wildcat's, hang down to the ground. I'm surprised we've yet to send her likeness to friendly cause. The princess, Lady Choker, is already 14. Time to think of giving her hand to a prince in marriage. No, no.
See you tomorrow.
Glancing at the door. Sigurd smiled. The description, although vivid, is reasonably accurate, and that's what you wanted, isn't it, Witcher? Bellerad didn't mention that the princess moves with incredible speed,
Hey, Aaron.
and is far stronger
You
for her
alright?
height and build than one would expect. And she is 14 years old, if that is of any
I was
importance.
wondering,
It
what's
is.
Cloud been doing these past 5 years?
You'll be attacking on me on the occurred you
And
informed.
you're asking me?
Yes, replied Sigurd.
Just had a
If
feeling.
she attacks beyond the old palace, within the palace walls,
Probably
people
did
will
at one
die,
time.
irrespective of the moon's phase. But she only ventures out
Taken
to
from me, though.
not always.
Or maybe
Not that maybe
erase?
even one attack during the day. No. Because she always
My
devastates things. Bellerad spat vehemently on the straw. Come on, Geralt, be supple. Devours, takes a bite, leaves a sigh. It varies, according to her mood, no doubt. She only bit the head from one. Gutted a couple,
This
and a
is
few more she picked clean to the bone, sucked them dry, you could
As
say.
far as I know,
Damn mother's
Cloud was
chaos,
never in
Bellerad.
Valheim 5 years ago.
Say what you want about the Striga, but do not insult Anna in front of me, as you would not dare in the king's presence. Has anyone she's attacked survived? The Witcher asked, apparently paying no special attention to the magnate's outburst. Sigurd and Ostrid looked at each other. Yes, said the bearded man. At the very beginning, 7 years ago, she threw herself at 2 soldiers standing guard over the crypt. One escaped, and then, interrupted Bellerad, there was another, the miller she attacked near the town. You remember?
Cloud, you up?
Part 4. The following day, late in the evening, the miller was brought to the small chamber above the guardhouse allocated to the Witcher. He was led in by a soldier's guard. The conversation did not yield any significant results. The miller was terrified. He mumbled and stammered, and his scars told the Witcher.
Sorry, did I wake
The
you?
Striga could open her jaws impressively wide.
What's
With
going on?
extremely sharp teeth, including
it's
very long
nothing really.
fangs.
There's just
All of them.
something I need to ask you.
Her claws were sharper than wildcats, but less alert. And it was only
Great.
because of that the
But
miller
not here.
had to tear himself away.
Follow me.
Having finished his examination, Geralt nodded to the miller and the soldier, dismissing them. The soldier pushed the peasant through the doors and looked at his face. It was Foltest himself. Sit, not get up.
know that I killed her.
This visit is unofficial.
So, who is
Are you happy with the interview? I heard you were at the palace this morning.
What is she?
I dismissed. When will you set about your task? It is 4 days until the full moon. After that, you prefer to have a look at her yourself before? There is no need. But having had her killed the princess, your master. Striga, Master Witcher, Striga. Let us not play on diplomacy. She will be a princess afterwards. And that is what I have come to talk about. Answer me unofficially, but briefly and clearly. Will it or not? Don't hide behind your coat. Get up, rubbed his brow. I confirm, Your Majesty, that this spell might be reversed. And unless I'm mistaken, it can be done by spending the night in the palace. The third crowing of the cock, as long as it catches the Striga outside his sarcophagus, will end the spell. That is what is usually done with Strigas. So simple. It is not simple. First you have to survive the night. Then there are exceptions to the rule. For example, not one night, but 3 consecutively. There are also cases which are, well, hopeless. Yes, Foltest bristled. I keep hearing that from someone. Kill them, because it's an incurable case. Master Witcher, I'm sure they have already spoken.
Anyway,
There's something I need to
Am I
ask you
wrong?
to.
Hack the man-eater to death without any more fuss at the beginning, and tell the king nothing else could be done. I won't pay, but they will. Very
5 years
convenient
ago,
and cheap.
at the
Because the
lake,
king will order the Witcher beheaded,
Saw
Someone
you.
hung her.
and the gold will remain in their pockets. The king
Saw your mom
additionally
and
orders the
all
Witcher
the
to be
blood.
beheaded. Geralt,
I
I
figured
figured
it was too late.
Foltest looked at Viridian
Yeah.
nervous for a long while. The king does not know, he said. But the Witcher should bear such an eventuality in mind.
wait, what are you implying?
Geralt was
That I
silent.
died? That I'm some kind of
I
imposter?
intend to do what is in my power, he said. But if it goes badly, I will defend my life. Your Majesty, you must also be prepared for such an
Can't believe I'm
eventuality.
having this conversation with you.
Foltest
But
looked at
here we are.
You do not understand me. It's obvious
Here.
that kill her
Look.
becomes necessary, whether I like it or not, because otherwise she'll
My
kill
scar.
you, surely
Not
and
proof
inevitably.
enough?
I won't punish anyone who kills her in self-defense, but I will
After
not
you
allow
left,
her to kill her
Zondar.
without trying to
He's
save
the one who
someone.
brought me to the clinic.
There have already been attempts
He
to
risked
set
his
fire
life
to
to
the
carry me out of the
They
reactor
shot at her with
and down
arrows,
the river.
dug pits,
Wasn't
set
fun
traps for
though.
snakes,
There's a doctor
until I
who
hung up you
operated on
her
me
attack.
all night,
But
and
that
the
is not
nurses who
the
looked after me for days on end. I'm
Yes.
here now because they were there for me then.
After
where
the
were
bird
you
crowed
again?
the cock, there will be no striver.
In
if I
fact,
understand
where have you
correctly.
been this whole time?
What will there be?
For 5 years.
All goes well, a 14-year-old girl. With red eyes,
You know I can't.
crocodile's teeth. A normal 14-year-old, except that.
Of course you can't.
Well, physically. I see.
Sorry, I just need some space.
Mentally. Every day, a bucket of blood for breakfast. A little girl's thigh. No. Mentally. There is no telling. On the level, I think, of a 3 or 4-year-old child. She will require loving care for a long while. That's obvious. Witcher? I'm listening. Can it happen to her again? Later on. Geralt was silent. Ah, said the king. It can. And what then? Should she die after a long swoon lasting several days, her body will have to be burned quickly. Foltest. I do not think it will come to that. Added Geralt. Just to be sure, I will give you some instructions, Your Majesty, to lessen the danger. Right now, it's not too soon, Master Witcher,